Hi and welcome to Let's Talk eBay. My name is Rich Pasini. Today is March 29th, 2021. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to start by saying thank you to all the new subscribers who recently subscribed to my channel. It's greatly appreciated. Hope you like the content. You come back for more. Today I'm going to talk about 2 ways to refresh those old stale listings on eBay. So what I'm going to do, without going too into it, I'm going to try to keep this video short. But let's start off right now by going to your eBay window here. The first, your sign in, which I am signed in. And you're gonna go over to your sell. Now this is what I do, folks. You may not particularly want to go this route, but it seems to work for me in some cases. Not 100% guaranteed, but it's a shot. Doc, it's worth giving it. All right. So what I want to do is, now that you're logged into your account, you want to go to your sell. So you're gonna click on sell, and of course it's gonna go load up. Let's see what's going on here. Should be getting ready to go on here. Oh, here we go. I don't want to. It's good that I didn't click it twice. All right, so we've been waiting all day long here. Okay, what I want to do is I want to go to the date area, the date column, and where it says start date, I want to click this on. It's going to refresh the system, and it should put it in the older date. It's going to go back. It's going to backdate it. Not backdate it like it's just going to give you the new stuff there. Or the older dates, I should say. Sorry about that. As you can see here, this thing is spinning around. I don't know if you guys use Microsoft Edge. I've been using it for a while now, and you can see you get these things every now and then. I don't know what it is. It seems to be hosed up. I do have other windows working in the background. I did cut quite an amount. I don't know why it's doing this here, but it seems like it's taking a little longer than expected, folks, and I do apologize. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, what I want to do now is we're going to have to scooch over again here. I want to look at the dates. Okay. Now, as you can see here, these dates here go from June 2nd to July, okay, all the way down to, let's see, how old are these dates? July 4th. I mean, this is really crazy, folks. Seriously. August, September. You would try, if you have, now we're going to get into it in a second about how to go about, and these are all from 2020. Now, first off, the 2021s you could leave, even though these are a couple months old, as you could see. But like this one here for December 20th, you got November. What I want to do is, there's 2 ways to do this here. I can go into each one of these here, and I could, change the category around, maybe try a different category. I know that's probably not the right thing to do, but believe it or not, sometimes I've seen items listed in different categories and people are still making sales with them. You could revise your title. Again, we could do that. You could also check out the categories, maybe check the photos out, to just clear, rectify that there, clear them up a little. Maybe that the photos weren't too good, or it could just be an item that's not in demand, or there might be a glut of them out there. So what I want to do is, here's what I'm going to do with these here. If I have enough free listings left. Now March, we're going to go up to April. So April 1st, I think I'll be getting all new 250 free listings again. So what I want to do is I want to see how many I have, how many free listings I have available. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go in here to my eBay. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not saying you guys are going to do it. And well, actually, I want to go here. Let me go. This thing's thinking. Now it's thinking ahead of me here. Go to my eBay summary. Click on summary. Click on account. Whoops, this thing moves around a lot for some reason. You click on account. When you get to account, scroll over to activity. Right when you get here, well, you gotta wait for it to move over here to refresh. And you're going to click on activity here if you can get that there to work. Well, it should go on here. Let's try this one more time here. I think I'm going to have to add to this here. Let's go back to sell it. I did not, so you got to go to selling. Sorry about that, guys. Go to activity. There you go. I'm sorry. You got to go to selling. So we'll recap that in a minute. What we want to do is you want to scroll down to sell. And you're going to get to my eBay selling overview. You want to do is you're going to come across these. Are going to say add recommended item specifics. These are what they're telling me. I have to add specifics to it. Here's your send offers. But what we want to do is we're going to go down. Here's your promote. You could promote your listings as well from this page. we want to see how many we have here. We have 72 listings available. Okay. Now, what I want to do is, now that I know I have 72 free listings available, I want to go back to my selling. Let's leave that window open there for now. We'll go back to the selling here. Go back to eBay. Whoops. And we're going to go back over here to sell. And I want to go over here again to, this is the sell list, right? And we think this is the sell. You're going to back to sell again. I think I am. Okay, I am in it already. Cool. And I want to go back to the ones that were sitting there since July, June and July, right? So what I want to do is, these are the ones I want to do right here. You're going to do is you're going to go over here and you're going to click on each one of these here. Now, I'm just going to show you really briefly, okay? I'm just going to show you very brief. And like I said, this is the way I'm going to do it. But again, you want to make sure that you have enough available listings to do what I'm about to do here, okay? And you also want to look for watch count. Now, when you do this here, what you do when you're doing if you do what I'm doing here, you're going to lose your watches. But that's okay. I'll tell you why. These items been sitting around since June 2nd, 2020, June of last year. They have 248 views, 278, 294. I'm not worried about that. You know, if I have watched, I don't care about losing them, because first off, that don't mean nothing to me right now, because if you have 248 people looking at it on one watcher, there's one of the two things: either not, again, they're probably not interested in the item you're selling, or it's not cheap enough, maybe. I don't know. I can't go any cheaper. I just sent offers out to people with these things. This used to be, I think, $10 or $15. I dropped it down to $7.99. Okay, and it still has best offer. So I'm just throwing it as an example. Okay, so once I'm not going to do all of them in front, because I could do that afterwards, after the video is over. I don't want to take too much of your time. So what happens is, now when I go over here, I go to actions, and I'm going to hit the end. So when you hit the end button, you're going to get a notification. It's going to give you a listing of the items you're going to unlist, end them, and you're going to click end listing. Now, the way I understand it to be, and then it's going to take time to process why it's processed, I'll talk to you. The way I understand it to be, when you end listings like this and you relist them again, they should come up, according to the eBay teammate, they should come up higher in search with the new item number. Okay? So with these items that I'm ending right now, and plus they'll have a new refresh date, which will be March 29, 2021. So it's going to show up as a new listing, because it's a new date with a new listing. Okay, this is the way I understand it to be. Now, once it's done, it'll say your items have your listings have ended. You successfully ended your listings. Okay, when you go back to your page, you're gonna have the list over here. If you always wanted to print out a little sheet or just check off sheets like what you let, the stuff you relisted, you could do that as well. Sometimes I do. I'll take a snapshot of what I landed, but it's okay. For all intents and purposes, I'm not going to do that right now. So let's go back over here, and then when you look, it's going to tell you create the listings. What you want to do then is, after you do that, now if you got to make any changes, any modifications to your listings, like the new ones you just ended, well, we don't want to go back to that again. Let's uncheck all those, because we want to do this here. There we go. We don't want to edit all those, because we're going to come back to that later on. Now, what happens is, when you go over here to, what do you call it there? Unsold. When you go to listings, right? Go to unsold, and the ones that I just ended are going to show up there. Now, here is where you can make changes. You want to change the blouse. Let's say you say, well, it's women's casual blouse. Maybe we could change the title on that, whatever. Or the Wild Diva, the Wild Diva Lounge women's flat beige ankle strap shoes here. If you want to change that, you could do that as well. Maybe you might want to change in a different category. And the same thing with this here, the Sims Light, Night Light, whatever. You could do that, and so on and so forth. And once you relist them, we'll only do one for now. All right. I could always come back and change it, because I just refreshed it to a new date. You can see the start date over here was back then. When you end it, it's going to show you the start date when it was, just to let you know. It was started in June of 2020, right? So now when you go, I like to always do the sell similar. you could also do it again as a relist. Okay, I like to do sell similar because relisting is like you're relisting the same thing over and over again. I like to do sell similar, and then you're going to hit the relist button. Even though it's a sell list, wait, whatever. Okay, and you could also relist as a fixed price as well. Now, when you're here, check your title again. If you want to do something different with the title, you could change the title. Check your category again. Clothing, shoes, accessories, women's clothing, tops. You could also change them. If you had to change category too, you get a little idea too. These are all new, by the way, just to let you know. I know it sounds like a segue, right? But they're all new. You can get, sometimes they'll give you other ones too to look into. Like you could browse the categories if you want to check it out, whatever. You could do that now as well. If you want to add an additional one, it's going to charge you for that. They do charge. The second category, fees may apply. With eBay, with all fees they get, I don't need to do a second category. But here's where you would make all your changes, you know, if you want to redo your pictures over or whatever, or if there's something you left out. Maybe there was an item specific that caused it to just snag there. Or maybe there's no, maybe there ain't no women interested in this stuff here. You know, that could be too. It could just be one of these, items that people don't have a desire for. But then again, you could check out your item specifics. You could, go down there and see if you left anything out. And this is the time to do it. And then if you want to check out your listing here, like your description, make sure everything's copacetic with that I leave something out, that I leave it, or the size out or whatever. And that's when you can start making all your changes. Here, they give you an average price. As you can see, I got to buy it now with let buyers offers. Now, see, technically, this here, I could have removed this here. I should be able to remove this, okay? Why leave it with best offer if you're selling it so cheap? Now, what I could do, because I'm looking at the average sold price here on this particular item, now's the time I could change it and say, oh, $9.99. I was watching a seller. I'm not going to mention the name, but I was watching an eBay seller who has a YouTube channel was saying that they found that, it sounds crazy what I'm about to say, they found in the listings this person raised the prices and he made sales when he raised the prices. I'm not saying it's going to happen here, but when I heard the story, I was like, it's possible, that he claims it he works. He even showed, he goes, I raised the price, this is what I was selling for, and then I don't know if he took it off or whatever, it came back he sold it and it came back, and I think he relisted it for a higher price, and it sold for a higher price. All right, so now I changed it from $4.99 to $9.99. I took off the let buyers make offers. Okay, now you can make all your little modifications here. Okay, do you offer 30 days or do you offer 60 days? You could change that as well. Does the seller offer free returns? Maybe you don't. Maybe this time you might want the buyer to pay for it. You can you can change it over there like that. Okay. The handling cost is going to be $5. Now maybe that's what's causing a problem. Get rid of this because you don't need the handling cost on here. If the thing's under a pound, handling costs, we don't really need that right now. We could send it out first class because it's very light material. It's very airy. So what you want to do is put in here the package weight here, which is under a pound, so you could change that over, right? Sell international. I don't sell international. That's a modification you might want to check into as well. Make sure everything is copacetic. You got everything. Now, if you're unsure, let's say you want to do a cluster of them. Let's say you want to do 5 at a time. You could save it as a draft. Okay, when you save it as a draft, which we'll do now, I'm doing it for demo purposes, folks, just to show you. Because let's say you say, well, I don't want to just relist it just yet. I made my changes, but I might want to come back and do some other little modifications. It's going to come up as a draft, and you might say, okay, now let's say you're out of eBay. You're in eBay, but you're out of the Seller Hub thing here. You say, all right, I got things I got to modify here. I got to change over. I want to start. I got some other stuff I want to. Those things I just ended. I want to relist them again. But let's say you want to go back. How do you find your drafts? You go back to Sell. And you're going to go back over here. It says where it says Seller Hub, Overview, Orders, Listings. When you come to Listings, the pull down menu. Well, let me see here. It's going to show you on a list. You go to Seller Hub, Listings, and it's going to be a pull down menu. You go to Drafts if you have to get back to your drafts. You click that on, and here's your draft. Okay. Now, you could when you resume the draft, it's going to. Let's say I'm happy with this now, okay? I say, okay, it's good. I have to, you give it the once over, okay, everything looks good, this, blah, 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 blah. You do it You go through all of that there, and you anteed up the price. You changed the shipping thing around from, let's say it was going from parcel post, now you're going to first class. Okay, you're happy with it, and now you want to list the item. So now you're going to list it. It says submitting listing, and folks, all right, now if it looks like, sometimes you're going to get this here too. All right, I gotta share this with you. So I'm glad this came up. When you're getting ready to relist your listing, you're going to get messages like this here. It looks like there's a problem with the listing. You must enter shipping cost. Now, I don't know why they say a shipping cost here, because I don't want a shipping cost in here. So apparently there's got to be a change for this here. There's something that I did wrong here. There's no handling cost here. Let's see here for a second here. There's no handling cost as far as I know. But for argument's sake, okay, see, here's the problem here. This is why you got to check. Flat same cost to all buyers. If you get this message, come here. It says shipping, domestic shipping. Unless you're definitely sure that's what it's going to cost to ship it out to these people, get rid of it. Go back over here. Calculated cost varies by buyer's location. That will disappear. Boom. Okay. So now there, I got flagged with that, which is good. Okay, that's a good thing. I'm glad that came up, because it'll keep you abreast of what's going on. If you get a message like that, if you're not sure of what it's going to cost to ship this particular item out with the United States, get rid of that handling cost, because you could shortchange yourself. Okay, you might put $5. It might in $5, and let's say that to ship that item in New York. I'm throwing as just for an example. In New York, it might cost $5 to ship it in New York. On the West Coast, California, well, the West Coast there, it might cost a lot more, and you could be eating away at your profits. Be careful with that. I'm glad that came up. I really am glad that came up. All right. Now you can list your item. You could also preview it too if you want to preview it, see what it looks like. We could hit the preview button. And this is what it's going to look like. Make it a little bigger here. I don't want to cut myself out of the picture. So this is what it's going to look like now. Okay. Ships from the United States, returns accepted. Okay. Calculate item location. It gives you an item location. And then you got everything there. Free returns, right? 30-day returns. Okay. Everything looks good. This is just like the once-over before you click that button. And you could always go back and modify it. Again, if you don't want to just send it up just yet, you could save it as a draft. Okay, so once you're happy with it, boom, you list the item. This is the most important thing. Whenever you're submitting your listings, make sure you click I'm done. Don't go off into another page. Unless you got another draft to complete, click I'm done, so it'll redirect it, so it'll be up on eBay search. Okay? Now, looks like you don't have any drafts, because I got rid of it. I did the draft. Now what I want to do is I want to go back to my cell, and now that listing will show up. Well, actually it's down because I got to add the other ones. It went from 152 to 145, because I'm just doing this as an example. Now when you look at that there, right, it's going to probably show up at the bottom with a 0 watches on it, and here you go. It's got 0 watches. But look at over here. Let's scroll over. Now when people see it, oh, he just listed it today. It's not a list. It's a refresh. To me, it's a refresh. I ended it and I did it all over again. See? All right. Now it's 10:47 over here in California time. It's 7:47 over there a.m. Okay. Well, the difference there. 3-hour difference, I believe. Okay. So now it's going to show up with a new item ID. And now you're good to go. Okay. So now you just got to sit and wait. And again, if I had to make any modification or changes, I say, oh, I forgot. Let's say I want to, instead of putting women's blouse, I could put a different name in it. I could give it the name of the company who sells it and stuff like that. I could always do that. Matter of fact, I might have to do it anyway. I got to go in a storage area to check it out. But anyway, and that's how you do it, folks. Again, now the second way, this is the first way I told you. The other way would be is you would just go into the listing and just do the modifications that way. Okay, you're still going to have the old date though. That's the thing. That's the whole thing. The whole premise behind this refreshing your stale listing is to get rid of that old date. Now I don't know on the other end if people get to see those dates, because this is on my seller hub. So I don't know if it shows up on your end. Like I said, unless I sign out, I don't know if the buyer is going to see that thing. It's like, my gosh, this thing's been sitting here since June of last year. But right now, This, at least on the Seller Hub, on my Seller Hub, it's showing up as today's date, March 29th, 2021. So, and as far as I know, they get a whole new, from what I was told, you get a whole new item ID. At least that's the way I understand it to be, unless the person was giving me the wrong information. I got a whole new ID, and now this should show up higher in search. Let's just do one little experiment here. I want to see something here. You know me, well, for guys who don't know who I am, I'm very curious by nature. I always like to check and see, I always like to explore things to see just how these things actually work here. So I'm going to copy it here, and I'm going to go into another eBay window, but I'm going to sign out of it. Let me sign out. You're probably saying, why do you want to sign out? Because I want to go in as a customer, like, as a potential buyer. So let me get out of here. Let me sign out. I might have to sign out the other ones too. I don't know. Let's see. All right. Well, it says over here, sign in. Okay, you signed out. Let's go copy over here. Let's paste this here. Okay. Now, wow. 312,000 listings for women's casual. All right. That's when you got to really look at what I have to, like I said, now with this here, I mean, there's no way I'm going to show up in this thing here. This is like finding a needle in a haystack. All right. You can see here how women have it, how they have it. Let's go to the first one here. Women's short sleeve top. Okay. They have it, Gym Yoga Sports, but they don't have a brand. It's brand new, but it's unbranded. See, now again, I could put on there women's casual unbranded shirt, but I don't know how that would work. Let's see what happens here. Unbranded. Let's see what happens. When you change the titles around, you get different results, Look, let's prove it right here, 194,000. Okay? And these are the things you could do to kind of like, again, get yourself higher in search in some cases. It sounds crazy, but it's true. Now, if I put this title in there, women's casual blouse unbranded, out of 312,000 people, I could be in the category of 194,000. You see what I'm saying? You got to play around with the titles sometimes, folks. You know what I'm saying? Or check this out. Here, we'll go like this. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Remember, that's 194. Check this out. Reverse the wording, right? Whoops, I'm sorry. This thing always makes a lot of noise. Okay, let's say here, casual woman's top. Women's tops, okay? Or top. Let's put top here. Now watch here. Remember it was 194? Watch. If you spell them wrong too, sometimes it comes out. Now, hey, look at this one here. You see what I'm saying? From 312, 194, it's 847,000 results for women's casual women's top. The whole premise behind this whole thing here, folks, is you want to try to be out of the limelight with all those people. You know what I'm saying? Out of all those sellers. That is a big number. It's almost 1 million. All right, you're talking a couple 100,000 more, whatever. You're talking 1 million, almost 1 million. Listings like that for casual tops. The thing is, you might say, well, how do you decipher that there? How do you gonna, you got to play around with it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. For me, right now, if I go in there, put unbranded, it's going to take me out of that 312,000 mark there. You know what I'm saying? I won't be in that. Hopefully, well, I might be still part of it, but it goes. You see how it goes with branded, with unbranded and branded in there, whatever. And if you put branded in, that's another story. But if you take out what I'm trying to say is, if you take out the unbranded, you see how it comes in. Then when you add the unbranded in there, whatever, how it comes up. There's a big difference in how many listings there are. So these are the things you got to take in consideration. Play around. I know if you're a high volume seller, you might not have the time to sit here and say, geez, I got to rewrite the title over and over again to do research to see how am I going to end up in the search rankings or how many listings am I going to be involved in. It takes time. You see, as a small volume seller, I could take that initiative to do that, to do research like that. Now, people may say, well, is it a guarantee? Is it going to work? I can't guarantee anything. Okay? I can only share my experiences with you guys out there and who are trying to become better sellers and stuff like that. With the things I'm teaching you or showing you here is I'm not saying it's 100% foolproof that it's going to work, but at the same time, it can't hurt either. Okay? The whole idea with this video and to showing you how to refresh those stale listings is to hopefully get you higher in search ranking and hopefully get you to get a sale a lot quicker. It's not going to happen right overnight. By the time it goes into the system, now if we go back to that listing I just did, right? Let's go back over here again. It's gonna redo all over again. It's gonna refresh. Whoop, now I gotta go in here again. All right, let's do this here right quick. All right, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, the ones that the ones that are listed right now, you're gonna see, if you didn't know, you'll see how many days you got left. So let's go back over here. The thing is still loading up here. Okay, I want to show you something really quick over here. All right, here's the watches, of course, we got here. Now, then you're going to get your views. Now, let's go to the bottom here. I still got to change those, are the July ones. Let's go back to the bottom. This here, another thing too, if you're ever curious to find out what you have left, go to the time left thing here. If you want to, again, if you want to scope out the ones that's going to end soon, click on time left. Okay, click on time left. Wish my computer was a lot faster. So I'm sorry, guys. I do apologize for this here. Takes a little time to refresh the system here. I guess that's what happens when we have too many things running. Okay, now let's scroll back over here again. Now, see here, here's another thing too. Let's say this had 5 watches, okay? Now, if this item is going to end in 25 minutes, even if it ends on the eBay system, and let's say this had 5 watches, you're not going to lose the 5 watches. It's going to relist. It's going to do an auto relist, right? So in 25 minutes, this is going to end. But if it had 5 watches on here, I don't have to worry about losing it because I'm not ending it prematurely. It's good till canceled. So what happens? All my listings are good till canceled. So what's going to happen here is in 25 minutes, it's going to end. They're going to relist it again for another 30 days. Okay. Now, anytime you want to find out what's going to end soon, just go to these here. You could also do the duration. Anything you click on here, it's going to recalculate it. Okay. Now here you got the, all right, so these are the 2 it's going to end today. Well, yeah, they're going to end today. Well, these are 2 days. So this is going to end in 25 minutes. It's going to end in 4 hours. All right. So that's okay. Now we go back here. This will give you an idea of what's going to end in so many days. All right. Now we go back to the one I just listed. It's a new listing. It's got 30 days. Now, in some cases, people might say, well, geez, it's going to take a little time. It's going to take a little time before the system goes to eBay system. But let me tell you something now. And this is no exaggeration. I've had it where I have listed, I don't know what particular items it were. And do you know, with brand new listings, I was making a sale probably within 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes since the thing hit it. Because people probably put those particular items in their watch list, and they have it probably something along that line there. But these are the items that people are looking for. Or let's say they've been to that site before, they're looking for something. Let's say they're looking for, I don't know. Let's see what we got over here. Let's say they're looking for this Timex Expedition or watch here, alarm clock, and they put that in their watch list. The way I understand it is if that's what they hit this website once before, or let's say like they have me in their save list, okay. And let's say they're particularly looking for that there, and all of a sudden, Shop RJ Pasini happens to list it. Boom! From what I understand, they get the notification. That's what I understand it to be. If they hit my site first and they didn't find it, if they saved me as a seller, because then it'll say you're listing new items. But there are little caveats to doing this business. It's just exploring and experimenting. You know what I'm saying? You got to take that initiative and do these things if you want to try to get higher in search. Now, some people may have a different route to go about doing it. They may go a lot different than I do it. I don't know any other variable ways you could do it. That's the only way I know of. Now, if there's another way, if somebody wants to share it with me, I really would appreciate it. But that's how I do it. Now, is this going to make a sale today, tomorrow, next week? I don't know. But if it does, I will let you guys know. But anyway, that's all I have for you right now. I got the reseller news going to be coming up probably later on. I hope this video helped out in some way. I hope you got a takeaway from it. If there's something that you need clarification on, drop a comment below. Say, hey, Rich, what are you talking about this? Or maybe you could, what do you call it there? Recap on this particular topic or whatever it may be, and I'll be more than happy to go over it with you guys, okay? But that's what I have to do. I got to go over those. I'm going to go over those there. Now after I do this video, I'm going to end those listings, and I'm going to relist them again because I had 72 free listings, and next month, which is like going to be like a couple of days from now, I will get my 250 free listings again, and therefore, I'll have some stuff to play around with. Now, the thing is, here's what happens though. I just want to say one thing with the 250 listings. What happens with this is when you get the 250 free listings with the existing ones I got, let's say I have 152, even though I entered the other ones. What it's going to happen is, I know, I take a little swig of water here. What happens is the existing listings that are there, it's going to deplete that. So in other words, I got 250 listings, and I got, let's just make it simplified. I got 150 listings that are active right now. They will use those free listings, those 150 listings, right? They're going to take them out of the new ones I'm getting, and therefore I'll have 100 free listings. Okay, that's how that'll work, and then I could start using those up as well. But if I exhaust them all, if I exhaust all of these here, and I go over the 250, that's when I'm going to incur charges, because now I'm going over the 250 limit. And when you have a starter store, it's 30 cents for additional listing, and that's where you could rack up your bills. If you're a person that sells higher, and then that's when you go to a different type of store setting. I'm on a starter store, so I only get 250 listings a month. $4.95 a month, it's not too bad. And again, if you go over it, instead of it'd be 30 cents versus 35 cents if you didn't have a store. So these are the things you got to take in consideration. But if you are going to do that, if you are a person that sells and you're in that category where you sell, I don't sell a lot. You could just also go with eBay. I think, if I'm not mistaken, eBay gives, I think that they said the 15th of the month. They give you, I think it's either 50 free listings a month or 100. I don't know if they anteed it up. I know in my starter store, I think they gave me at first 150 free listings. I think they gave an additional 100. So they brought up to 250. I believe that's the way it was. All right. You got to find that. You could always, have eBay contact you. You could always chat with them and ask them just to verify it. I'm not sure if it's either they give you 50 free listings a month or 100. If you want to feel the waters and you don't want to make any commitments, I don't want to start a store. I don't think I'm going to sell 250 items. Then just get the free listings you get, that they give you, and leave it at that. Again, if you're staying within those free listings that they're giving you, you shouldn't incur any additional, fees. It's when you exceed, that's when you do it. So if you could keep your listings at 100 or whatever it is, the 50, I don't know if it's 50 or 100, whatever, you keep it within those listing amounts that they give you, you should be okay. But just remember, if you add all the other additional services, bold lettering, let's say for $1, or you want to do promoted listings is not bad. The only time you get charged for promoted listings is when the item sells. That's when they take their cut. eBay takes their cut out of it. I don't really like to do the promoted listings. I tried it. I didn't really see an uptick in sales, to me anyway. Some people beg to differ. Some people, I do promoted listings. I sold a lot. Some people do. They may sell. They may do good with it. I didn't really find it to be helpful to me. But that's me. That for you guys, it may be different. Just keep that, keep note of that there, okay, guys? Right now, I can't think of anything else, right now that I could share with you guys. I hope this information is somewhat helpful to you guys. If you don't feel comfortable doing what I'm doing, that's up to you. I've been doing it on occasion, when I see things like I said, you're talking June of last year, these items, June, July, August, they're not going anywhere. So, if I can get them higher in search, I'm going to change the title around. On this one here, I'm going to probably put unbranded, whatever. But I think it does have a brand. I got to look in there. I got to go to the storage facility later on. I'll get to step out. And I will go in there and check that there, because I'm sure it has a company in there who makes it, I can't see it. But then again, you see they have unbranded ones there. So apparently there are companies out there that sell unbranded stuff. But I want to just double check before I actually put that in there. But anyway, if it helps out, guys, please, let me know. Drop a comment below. Say yay and nay. It's no good. It doesn't work for me or whatever. That's fine. I'd be like to hear what you have to say. I did add a couple things this week. I picked up another Keurig coffee maker over here, as you can see. Right over here, I got it for $39.98 best offer. And believe it or not, I don't know if you guys follow, the ones who follow me know that the Logitech, you ever see me when I'm talking with the headpiece there, the Logitech? Well, I just happened to pick up another one like that, and I got it on eBay again with buy it now best offer. It's been tested. It works great, really clean. It looks like it's brand new. I just listed that. I don't see any watches though, views on it. Let me see something here. I'm just curious. When did I list that there? Oh, 29 days. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing too. If you don't get views right away, give it a little time for the system to update, you know. It eventually will. Look at this. When I put this on the same date, I listed these the same time. Okay, you can see over here. Look at the start dates here. That's for the Keurig, March 28th, and that's for the Logitech, March 28th. The Keurig got 12 views. The Logitech didn't. So I'm going to give it another day or two because I got 29 days left. Those are new listings that I picked up, I put up. So, yeah. And again, if you guys out there, I don't know if there's repeat buyers or if I have any viewers that buy off of me, please don't hesitate to make best offers. I've been accepting a lot of best offers, folks. When I get rid of a lot of the women's clothing and a lot of certain items over here, I'm going to be doing more of different items, better items. I got an antique dealer that sells old stuff, some old, some new, some new, some vintage, really vintage stuff. And I don't want to do anything just yet, but once this stuff sells, a lot of this stuff sells, you're going to see a whole different format here. You're not going to see stuff like this here. Believe me, once this stuff is gone, it's gone. I'm not going to be buying certain things like this here. Some things have been given to me, and I'll put it up, like if relatives or friends or relatives say, hey, you want this here? I'm going to, I'm getting rid of it. You want to either take it or I'll donate it to Salvation Army, the church or whatever. I'll tell them, yeah, I'll take it. Why not? I'll try it out, see what I can sell it for. But sometimes, those particular items, if they're not high items or people that want, sometimes that's another thing too. It may just be stagnant too. There's a lot of variables when it comes to selling online. The pricing is either too high, or maybe it's that's something it's not a desirable product. Maybe someone doesn't want that. They're like, I'm looking at this Harvest Village collector's plate. It's a nice plate, nothing wrong with it. Got it for $9.99 with best offer. It's got 65 views on it. One watcher, but it's not going anywhere. So like I said, there's a lot of variables with this here. But the thing is, it's not this what I'm showing you is not a quick fix all thing here. Okay, I'm not saying it's guaranteed to work, but again, if you don't try it, you're never gonna know. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go though, because I do have other things to do. I am definitely gonna work on a reselling news after I do this video. If this is helpful to you guys, like I said again, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and if you want to be updated, please hit that bell notification icon. My name is Rich Pasini. You're watching Let's Talk eBay for March 29, 2021. And as I always say in my videos, if you are thinking about selling on eBay or you are an eBay seller, I'm wishing you guys all the best in sales. Until next time, bye-bye for now.